All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Tiff, please take the roll call.
Councilwoman Garvey?
Present.
Councilman Brennan?
Present.
Councilman Bundy?
Present.
Councilman Green?
Absent.
Mayor Sykes?
Absent. Okay, let the record reflect that we have a quorum. We do have a public hearing tonight. Please limit your comments to a maximum of 3 minutes. Would there anybody that would like to get up on speaking about the establishing of a fee for a preliminary plat extension? Okay, hearing none, we'll close the public hearing. Department heads, I apologize. I never thought I'd have to be here, but here I am. So I guess we'll start over with Mark.
Madam President, the fire department, I just finished this last week, went up Thursday through the weekend, attended the Idaho Fire Chiefs Conference. Always good to get that interaction and things, reports throughout the state, various things. Nothing earth-shattering with what was there, but good networking. Fire department, we've got this upcoming Thursday, we're going to complete our hazmat operations training, get that under our belt finally. And then we'll be working next week in June, doing some BLM training and also some live fire stuff. We anticipate we'll get into some of that as well. We're also flushing hydrants. We've got that program going in earnest now. We'll try to work that water and nothing crazy assuming going on. We'll work that through June. And our target on that thing is to get through 400 hydrants. If you're curious, there's approximately 950 hydrants total within our city boundaries. So that's our goal. That's all I have.
Thank you. Hank?
So we are at 27 permits pulled for new homes this year. We had 13 drop this last week applying for it, so it's not bad at all. No new commercial applications really to speak of. Code enforcement is trying to keep up the weeds.
That's a big battle. Chief Thompson?
Good evening, Council. The only thing I really have is on June 5th, Monday, and June 10th, Saturday, we will open testing for new applicants. We'll try to publicize that just a little further. I will be at the next council meeting. Lieutenant Larson will be here in my stand, giving me the echo of the conference.
Great. Brock?
Madam President, Council, I don't have anything new, anything pressing at this time. We're just keeping on going and making things happen.
Rich?
Yep, so we have out at the airport, they're working on the water line, getting out the BLM, so they got it across and they're digging it down, it's pretty deep, so we have to get through a stormwater retention pond they're building out there. The streets are closed over there by the junior high. I've been over that way, so the intersection at 6th and 14th, that's closed off. They've been working going up 14th, changing the sewer connections, all the services from an older pipe to a newer one that's on there. That was kind of the first part. Then they'll start putting a water line in, and then the stormwater line. Then they'll start working. They got kind of a couple crews going. Once they kind of get some of those, they're going to start working on the curb and gutter and all the stuff around on the intersection and stuff. So yeah, everything's going good on the way it should be. So
Well.
we are the sand that we were looking at getting is trying to get a better price on it. So it was pretty expensive the sand for the filter. It came out of Texas, so that the only other place we could get it was from Oregon, and they don't make that much of it. So I don't know. It's a pretty special sand. So yeah, we're trying to get some costs. So we actually have a call tomorrow to talk about some things. So that's where we're on. Everything's moving forward. So I mean that's the last piece. I mean right, we have time with that, so we're good. So.
Madam President and Council, I have nothing new to report.
Paula?
Councilwoman Garvey. It's hard to say, not say mayor and council.
I know. It's hard to hear this.
We're working through the budget. All the department heads have turned in their requests, but we're working back through it. We need to make some additional changes to that so that we have the full budget. So we have that in there to make sure that we have everything we need funded. So that's where we're at.
Great. Thank you. Legal counsel?
Nothing, Madam President.
Okay. We'll go down to,
Councilman Gertie?
oh yes, I apologize. Yes.
Hank, I have a question, and this might be for you and Brock, not sure, but the beautiful property at Bradford and Colthorpe, what's the story there? Can you fill me in?
He's been sent, I'm assuming you're talking about the refuse and junk. He's been sent a violation, comes in almost on a daily basis to show me pictures of his progress. So he's aware of it, he's where they had 30 days.
I would venture to say that there is no progress, and it's negative progress, that it gets worse and worse. I drive through there every day, and how do you feel about it? Like, do you think there's progress, or?
I haven't been back over there since I was there last week, but like I said, he comes in almost every single day and shows me pictures of his progress. He'll be issued a citation, it's not going to be done
When?
at the end of the 30 days.
And is this the first time he's been issued a notice?
For refuse, yeah.
And what about like the building that's sitting up on blocks? And
They're in the process of doing a lot line adjustment to get that moved on to its own lot. Yeah.
this is a safety hazard. I mean, the whole property is, I can't believe that's in the city limits looking the way it does. So, what determines when you'll write him a ticket?
After 30 days,
Cleaned up or like progress?
typically we do progress. He's almost 70 years old, so if he's making headway, we typically try to issue a citation. The idea is not to write tickets necessarily, it's to get the refuse mitigated.
Okay, well, hope it gets mitigated quickly.
Councilman Bundy?
Thanks. I just wanted to quickly note we have a young scout with us tonight. He's kind of seeing how the city business runs. Tripp, do you want to stay and wave to us or anything? You have any questions for us? Okay, so he's here working on, is it rank advancement or merit badge? I can't remember. Merit badge, well, good for you. So there's our future Mountain Home mayor or city council sitting there in the back. So in some countries, side to side is yes, so good for you. Just wanted to welcome him here and let him know that we're glad he could show up and he's interested in what we're doing in the community. So thanks, Tripp.
Thanks, Tripp. Okay, moving on, do we have the conflict of interest declaration? Has any council member received information pertaining to or otherwise had any contact with any person regarding any items on this city council agenda? If so, please set forth nature of the contact.
Nothing on the agenda.
No.
I don't have any either. Okay, we'll move on down to the consent agenda. Do we have any items of discussion or pull any?
This Councilman Derby.
Yes. Councilman Brennan?
On item G, let me pull that out real quick from my packet. Page 5, paragraph 3, I'd like to rephrase it like we did on our last one, similar to this. I'd like paragraph 3 to read, all development regarding this application will be subject to City of Mountain Home's ability to provide municipal water services. Essentially getting rid of the word future development, which could imply not this one, but the next one. So all development regarding this application will be subject to the City of Mountain Home's ability to provide water. If we could change that through interlineation.
I'm okay with it. Councilman Mundy?
I think that's a great thing. It seems like we're adding those on virtually everyone. Can we put that into our template to just add it in from P&Z? And that would just kind of be easier. I think it's a good thing. We're putting it in every time, and let's just put it into our template. Does that sound fair, Councilman Brennan?
Yes, been trying for that for a while.
Good.
Okay, is there any other items on the consent agenda?
Yes, I got another one.
Okay.
I'd like to talk about the bills for the city that's been coming out. Got a couple of them cleared up, but in reality, I've already been told that the person I want to ask these questions to isn't here, but I feel the need to just talk about them really quick. So I'm not addressing it to any specific person down in front of me here, but some of the spending that's going on in the city with credit cards, I feel like is getting a little out of hand. A Texas Roadhouse bill for $225 to feed 7 people, 4 of which are city employees. The other 3, I don't have an answer as to why we're feeding them, why we're whining and dining them. Asked a lot of questions. I just still don't understand why. The purpose of a trip to Utah when there's been explanations, I mean, I may not say it right, but we've been told that micro trenching won't work. Maybe we're trying to figure out how it could work. Maybe it can or can't work. Some of these expenses seem just a little outlandish. There's an expense for $536 to LL Bean for jackets, like puffer jackets of the like. We're almost in summer now, so I'm not sure why there's so many jackets being purchased from LL Bean. And the rest of them, I've got my questions answered. I hope we can just continue, well, be smart about that the money we spend is taxpayer money. And there may be justifications, I'm not saying there's not, but conservative values for spending would be great. That's all I've got.
I'd like to add just a little bit as far as that goes. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if I ever ask any questions to any department heads, it's not in an accusatory manner. It's more just, hey, what is this? Because at the end of the day, we're the ones that look over the bills and have to pass them. So I hope that's never taken in that context. I too would like to maybe see a little tightening of the spending, but without being privy to exactly what that expense was and why that expense occurred. At this point, it's kind of hard to speak to the expense. I do appreciate everybody does ask and answer the questions pretty well, and unfortunately tonight, the person that can answer most of the questions is not here, so that was just my added on that. So.
Thank you.
Anything else, council? Okay, well, I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as written.
Madam, I make a motion that we pass the consent agenda as listed.
Can I second it? I can, right? Second. Mm-hmm. Okay, I will call for the question. Councilman Bundy?
Aye.
Councilman Brennan?
With the motion as made, I'd like to get my questions answered first. I'm going to say nay.
Okay, Councilwoman Garvey, I vote aye. So, okay. Down to new business. We don't have any items removed from the consent agenda. So we have an action item to deliberation decision approving resolution 19-2023R establishing a preliminary plat extension fee. So, help me out here just a little bit, I apologize, guys. Since we had a public hearing, we did not have anything on it.
Testimony.
We can just, unless there's any discussion, we can just approve it.
That's correct, madam.
Okay. Councilman?
Councilman Garvey, would you say that again? The question you just asked?
Well, because we had a public hearing on it, we didn't have anybody that came up to speak in favor or against it. So unless there was any other discussion, I would entertain a motion to approve it.
Madam President, make a motion that we approve resolution 192023R establishing a preliminary plat extension fee.
Second. Okay, I will call for the question. Councilman Bundy?
Aye.
Councilman Brennan?
Aye.
Councilwoman Garvey? Aye. So, okay, that was pretty easy. I do have, if I may really quick, a quick thank you. I know there was a question that came up, and it mainly was with Tiffany and the mayor, regarding memos when we change a CIP project. I want to thank Chief Thompson for your memo. I know that's down in new business, and maybe I'm bouncing ahead a little bit, but I just wanted to say thank you for that. And this is exactly what would be helpful for the council when we're moving things around and projects around. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. Okay, moving down to ordinances. Action item, ordinance 1774, annexation of CKMH Holding, KM Engineering Property. Somebody have the paper? I have it, really handy if you don't. There we go. Okay, so I will make a motion that we will read this, make a motion that we suspend the 3 reading rule and read this ordinance by title only for its one and only reading tonight.
Second.
Go ahead, Tiff.
You have to
Motion
vote.
is second, but you haven't voted yet.
Oh, I apologize.
Sorry.
No, that's why I said you guys are gonna have to help me out. Okay, I'll call for the question. Councilman Brennan?
Nay.
Councilman Bundy?
Aye.
Councilwoman Garvey? Aye. Okay, Tiff, please go ahead and read the ordinance.
An ordinance annexing to the city of Mountain Home, Idaho, the real property hereinafter described and declaring the same by proper legal description thereof to be part of said city of Mountain Home, Idaho, and providing an effective date.
Okay, the ordinance has been read, and council, do we wish to hear it passed? Or am I jumping ahead?
Oh, you're good.
Okay. Councilman Bundy?
Did you make the motion then? Aye.
Councilman.
The flow's a tiny bit different.
I'm sorry,
No,
yes,
you're
I
fine.
know, I'm sorry. I should have rehearsed.
No, you're fine.
You're good.
You're
It's your
doing
first
great.
one. You're good.
Yeah,
I'm
this
waiting
is,
for you to refer to yourself as councilman.
that will not happen. Councilman Brennan?
We're to the point of approving it now, right, with the order?
Yes, yes.
Nay.
Okay. Councilwoman Garvey, aye. Okay, moving on to ordinance number 1775, Zone C4, CKMH Holding, KM Engineering Property. I would like to make a motion that we suspend the 3 reading rule and read this ordinance by title only for its one and only reading tonight.
Second.
Okay, I will call for the question. Councilman Bundy.
Aye.
Councilman Brennan.
Nay.
Councilwoman Garvey, aye. So Tiffany, please read the ordinance 1775.
An ordinance of the city of Mountain Home, Idaho, declaring the real property hereinafter describing to be C4 heavy commercial zone, subject to limitations of allowed use, repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewithin, and providing an effective date.
Okay, Councilman, do you wish to see this ordinance pass? Councilman Bundy?
Aye.
Councilman Brennan?
Nay.
Councilwoman Garvey? Aye. Okay. Now we'll move down to recognizing persons in the audience. Are there anybody that would like to come up and speak for 3 minutes concerning anything? Okay, wow, this is great. With that said, are there any final comments?
Madam President, Council, one thing I forgot to mention was the fly-in that we had at the airport.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Tom was going to be here. He just texted me just a minute ago, so he thought it was the 6th. So anyway, but yeah, it was pretty successful. Quite a few planes were out there. I don't know, there was, I kind of got out there a little bit later when some were gone, but it was pretty successful. A lot of kids were out there, and I think it was, for our first one, I thought it went really well. So just kind of a
It was a great
showcase in
event.
our airport.
I will tell Tom thank you as well. My kiddos thoroughly enjoyed it, so thank you. All right, anybody else? All right, with that said, I will adjourn this meeting.